Rain in Summer. This poem is written by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. It is about rain in summer. The poet is overjoyed by the shower in a hot day. He opens the poem by exclaiming, "How beautiful is the rain!" which also shows his happiness and excitement about rain. Here the poet talks about how the drizzle and shower relieves him from the heat and dust of the summer. Let's read the poem and explain it in detail. How beautiful is the rain after the dust and heat, in the broad and fiery street, in the narrow lane. How beautiful is the rain! How it clatters along the roofs like the tram of hoofs. How it gushes and struggles out from the throat of the overflowing spout. In these lines, the poet is just mesmerized by the rain washing off all the heat and dust from the narrow and broad lanes of the city. And he repeats the statement, "How beautiful is the rain!" In the next lines, the poet speaks about how the drops of rain falling on the roofs are having a rhythmic appeal to it. He compares it with the hoofs of the horses to give us an image of the rhythm and sound of the raindrops on the roof. In the last two lines, the poet writes how the rain falls from the sky as if it is freeing from the overflowing clouds in the sky. Across the window pane, it pours and pours, and swift and wide, with a muddy tide, like a river down the gutter roars the rain, the welcome rain. In these lines, the poet describes how it looks like when the rain falls on the window pane, and how swift and wider the gutters look as they are full of rainwater and filled with mud. It looks like a river roaring down. He feels overjoyed about the rain and welcomes it with open arms. Now let's continue the poem. The sick man from his chamber looks at the twisted brooks. He can feel the cool breath of each little pool. His fevered brain grows calm again, and he breathes a blessing on the rain. In these lines, the poet is talking about how people of all the age groups enjoy rain in their own ways, and how they are happy to see the rain. The man who is ill looks at the brooks and branches from his room and feels the cool of the rain. He can sense it from the sight and grows calm and feels better. From the neighboring school come the boys with more than their wonted noise and commotion, and down the wet streets sail their mimic fleets till the treacherous pool engulfs them in its whirling and turbulent ocean. In these lines, the poet speaks of the small boys from the school who are overjoyed to see the rain, and they run from their classes to the wet streets, making noises and screaming in excitement. The children play in the rain and in the pool of water, which is mixed with water, mud, and dirt. But the children don't care and fall into it. In the country, on every side, where far and wide, like a leopard's tawny and spotted hide, stretches the plain, to the dry grass and the drier grain, how welcome is the rain. In these lines, the poet speaks about how the heat of the summer had dried every kind of vegetation. The entire field has dried and turned yellow. The poet says that the entire field resembles like a suitable place for the hideout of the leopard, as it is yellow and spotted like its fur, and stretches all over the plains, and that parched bit of land is overjoyed too on the arrival of the rain. In the furrowed land, the toilsome and patient oxen stand, lifting the yoke-encumbered head with their dilated nostrils spread. They silently inhale the clover-scented gale and the vapors that arise from the well-watered and smoking soil. Now the poet is talking about the heat rising from the earth and how the earth smells as the drops of rain falls on it and cools down the hot soil. It cools and calms the entire environment around. These lines also speak to the fact that once the oxen plowing on the hardened ground may now plow more effortlessly given, because the rain has softened the fields. For this rest in the furrow after toil, their large and lustrous eyes seem to thank the Lord more than man's spoken word. The poet says that once it had started raining, everyone seems to look towards the sky and silently thank God for showering His blessings on them. Let's continue the poem. Near at hand, from under the sheltering trees, the farmer sees his pastures and his fields of grain as they bend their tops to the numberless beating drops of the incessant rain. In these lines, the poet describes the joy of the farmers as they see the rain falling from the sky and replenishing their crops and fields. They are satisfied to smell the fragrance of rain as it pours from the sky. It's time to get into the concluding lines of the poem. He counts it as no sin that he sees therein only his own thrift and gain. In these concluding lines, the poet says that the peasant, that means the farmer, doesn't see any kind of harm or sin in being satisfied that the rain has come only for his benefit. That's all about the poem. Now you can read and enjoy the beautiful summary of this poem.